G'day, peeps. So as you can see, we're out on the Bandit again. We're having a bit of a shakedown because I did the brake lines. Unfortunately, the video didn't come out very well, but I'll splice a few of the highlights. Me spilling brake fluid, getting covered in brake fluid, sitting there in a pool of brake fluid, you know, all those good things when you do brakes. I'll put some highlights in with this video. Yeah, we're off out for a bit of a spin. It's Friday, work's just finished. I've just tightened up the chain on the ZX, but I've been promising myself a bit of a thrash. So I thought what we'll probably do is go the back way to Harwich. You know, obviously this is Friday. We've got normal standard work traffic filling the roads. It's going to be tedious. We're not really going to get some knee down action, which is probably a good thing. But we are on two wheels. And for the occasion, I decided full leathers day today. Normally I wear Cordura gear, but the extra protection always appeals to me. And the fact I just look really good in thin, clingy leather, you know, just really suits me and makes the most of my physique. Oh, there's just cars everywhere. It's going to be so crap. As some of you might be able to see, Bandit mirror. Let me tell you this, right? You buy cheap, you get cheap. I have tried everything, well, everything with spanners anyway, to get that thing to stay where it's put. Will it chuff? It just, I don't know, shakes free. Must be the best chrome in the world and it's so slippy. I don't know, but it's going to go in the bin. I'm going to buy some proper Suzuki ones. At 3 million quid a set, or whatever genuine is. No overtake there. There is now. Oh, that's better. Yeah, brakes are reasonable. Yep, brakes are pretty good actually. Pretty good. Guy meant what he was indicating. I know the roads are bad round here, so oh shit, just go for it, boy. readjust my mirror. Gone fairly, yep. Gotta slow down, be good for the nice respectable people. Actually, this is a really nice area. My mate's mum just lives over to the left hand side there. Good job I'm keeping an eye on all them manhole covers with that stupid mirror. Yeah, let's do it. So we're just coming down into, if I remember rightly, Thorpe. And Thorpe used to have a fantastic old maltings building, which is getting into some dereliction now, which is a real shame. In fact, it's gone so far, you know, it's collapsing. There's no way anybody's going to be repairing that. And there's also, in the same sort of little area, a bit of an old pub, but it's got like this most fantastic cast ironwork balcony. I mean, it just is stunning. It really, really is. So I'm going to take you there right now and see if we can show you this stuff. Got to be slightly sensible here. So first thing is, let's go and have a look at the old Maltons. I hope this shows up on the cam all right. So you can see this sort of overgrown shit to the left of us. There you go, look at that. She's gorgeous, isn't she? You know, history, a lot of history. They were talking about saving it, but just like so many things, who can afford to, you know, especially when it's that far gone. There's Thorpe Lesoken train station. Nice, I'd say probably 1950s concrete set of stairs there. Big signal box up here. I'm not quite sure why. Right, we're going to go and have a look. This might have been King George, this pub. I know it was then used as a nightclub for a while. I'm just wondering, might have to ride around a bit to just try and get a bit of a vantage point. I don't know if you can see much through the gates. Okay, so guys, I don't know if you can see that poor old sad building over there. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was, nice old guy. It was, besides being, it's alright, just checking out my brake lines whilst I can see them. Right, that's a big problem. So the brake line is currently trying to get itself wrapped round the intercooler. It looks like it'll be alright. Yeah, so it was also owned by a scrapyard for a while when I first of all moved down here. So somewhere to the right of us, there used to be a big old hall. That was the gates to it just there. I know it had been heavily modernised in the, I think, 30s and again in the 50s. And I was talking to the owner, because he had an open day and we did some photography there. And he said basically there was very little of the good structure left, you know, the proper historic structure. So he was basically knocking down all of the horrible modifications. I don't know what's left of it, but it did have a very nice tiered 3-pond structure, which is where he would have been growing, where they would have been breeding fish to feed the estate, etc, etc. Also use it for water purification, you know, for sewage, etc. And the gardens weren't bad, but they needed a hell of a lot of restoration. Here we are in the open wide world. I might have brought you down here before, I don't know. Right, that brake line is worrying me. I really would prefer to tie it up to the front fork or something lightly, just to keep it out of the way. So I'm going to pull over up here and see what I've got under the seat that I can use to and effect some kind of a repair, or bodge as we like to call it. Can't remember what I've actually got on this bike, but I might just have something that's usable. Let's see if I can find something a bit firm enough to park up on. So this is one of the reasons we give bike shakedowns. You know, you plan a long visit, you go on a long ride, something like this crops up, you're screwed. At least here, even though the time is getting on a bit, I'm probably close enough to a shop. Yeah, that's what I thought. Absolutely fuck all. Can I do something with this? I can, but everyone's going to think I'm sort of flying gay pride or something. If I can cut it, rip it. Key. Oh, guys. Oh, the key's as blunt as hell. Let's try the new one. If you saw how little effect that... I've got it. Oh, yes. Oh. Are you impressed with me engineering skills? You see, when I turn around to people and say, yeah, okay, guys, I like to think of myself, or I associate as a multi-skilled engineer, you know. Oh, yeah, love it. Bet you never thought what I actually meant was I rip pink towel to fashion a bodgy repair. Oh, God, if this works. It's just not quite long enough. I need to tie it to something thinner. What have I got that's thinner? Come on, Mark. Years of engineering, man. I might just sit and cry a little bit. I feel vulnerable. Right, key. Oh, God. What am I going to polish my bike with now? Granny knot, left over right. Now that's got to go that way to go back through there. I mean, you can hear me, right? You can hear what I'm saying. Can this go wrong? You know? So what do you do for a living, Mark? Well, I'm a multi-skilled engineer. Oh, are you really good with things like machine tools and electronics? Yeah. Bit better with pink towel, actually. Oh, God, we're so happy. We want to employ you and give you loads of money. We were thinking of starting a pink towel division. Were you really? Then I'm your man. Right, before we get too jovial and pat ourselves on the back. By the way, I don't know if you did notice, but my little bit of string I've actually tied above the compression area of the fork. I'm bouncing up and down on the bike. Still close. Still close. I have a cunning plan. If you're going to do it properly, says a man. Right, I need something to lever a bit of metal out with. Why did I not put all the stuff in my socket set back in my socket set? Oh, why am I doing this? Mark, you're such a cock. Fucking womble fingers. Right. There, you see. Do stuff properly. Hopefully nobody's going to run me over. So what I'm going to do here is slightly splay that out. Now I'm going to tuck the brake line behind it. Oh no, can't do that. How can I stop that? What happens if I take it inboard? Right, we're going to have a bit of a retie, I think, when I can find a knot I can actually undo. So, pink string, man, really does the job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go round the pipe. I'm going to pull it into the. I'm going to go round both of the hoses. And then hold them against that. Will that do it? So it's this baggy out bit. That's what I need to do. I need to tie those two together like that, and then around here maybe. It's a bit like a Mensa test really, isn't it? You can see GCHQ in London. They're going to be watching this, you know, sort of spy satellite shit. That'll do the job. I'm thinking, you know, this guy could have cracked Enigma. This guy can't even get his saddle back on. I think we've got it. We'll jump on that in a minute. Let's check this out. Yeah, it's not perfect under full lock, but what it really does do, actually if I do that it might be better. That's better. It's not perfect, but it's not gonna, I just get the seat to lock on. It's not gonna stop us going down to Harwich and back. They're very, very strong lines. Well, I promise you a shakedown. That's what we're going to do. Right, we're coming up to the right hand bend, which is where I don't often see that. Oh Lord, oh God, my Lord, it's a 32 Ford, yeah, something like that. Right, and let's see how this line goes. All right, cocker. Yeah, we're going to be fine. All good. I think one of the problems with this line is that when I was doing the job, the original line holder that holds the line near the front forks couldn't be used on this setup because the pipes are just a little bit too short. So I did say on the original video that I would make a new bracket, you know, with a little bit more length, and that's exactly what I need to do. Nice night to just be bimbling down the road. Just me and a bit of pink twine. So I worked in Harwich, which is where we're heading, or more to the point in Dovercourt, for, I reckon we're looking at something like 7-8 years. Really enjoyed my time there as a place, you know. I think there's a lot to be said for the place. And I always kind of get that warm feeling when I go back, you know. Try to be pretty sensible around this little bit. It's as we get further down, you'll see it gets quite narrow, and we've got a lot of old buildings. So the roads were never designed to have rows of parking and pheasants, lots of little pull-outs and everything. So, you know, there's times you can go as quick as you like. There are times when you've got to have a bit of respect for the local area. And there's cottages, believe it or not, they've got some fair old age to them. Who would have thought 30 miles an hour could be so exciting? Just one other point to note here. The Suzuki Bandit was really meant to be a cheaper bike. It was sort of like all the bits out of the, the parts bins from other bikes. It's got a GSX engine and just, lots of other bits of other bikes. But they turned out to be quite a hit because although they've got a solid steel frame that's quite heavy and, no real finesse, they are definitely a load of fun. They're a damn good bike, don't let me talk it down. And having that Gixxer engine, they're just a hooligan machine, really. Even this 600 is a hooligan machine. But what you do find is sometimes when people get them, like the original owner of this bike, the last owner of this bike, they chuck a bigger sprocket on the back, which means the bike is a lot quicker off the mark. Alright, you lose the top end, but really it'll do over 100, which is an instant loss of license in this country. So you can afford not to be risking losing your license for a little bit more acceleration. And that's why sometimes you will probably hear the engine revving quite hard, which they do anyway, that's the whole point of them. And it all sounds a lot quicker than the reality. I'm kind of putting that in as a bit of a disclaimer. Shadows looking quite long out there. I sometimes think the shadows are like a pointer in time. And this shadow is saying, Mark, don't be out too long. It's gin and tonic night. And it is indeed, my good friends. Gin and tonic night. And what's special about gin and tonic night? Gin and tonic night. I'm just going to answer. I'm not even going to wait for you to answer. Gin and tonic night is usually performed in the comfort of my office. listening to such wonderful classics as the likes of Pink Floyd, Ella Fitzgerald, Dumpy's Rusty Nuts. Tonight, my good friends, I've got the wonders of the road, the joys of motorcycling, the absolutely fantastic gin and tonic, obviously, and culture. And culture. And I like to consider myself a bit of a cultured guy. My leather jacket is Italian. Just a few hours ago, I was talking to Ido, who lives in the Netherlands. Yeah? That's culture. That's diversity. So we're just going through, this is Dover Court, Upper Dover Court, I believe. And I believe it changes from Upper Dover Court to Lower Dover Court at this War Memorial cross thing. Yeah. So we're now in Lower Dover Court. Land Rover. Machine for the job, that is. Cheers, mate. Another old pub being turned into houses. Speed camera. I'm doing well below the limit. Must be making people feel happy. Let's try and get up to the limit. For all you football fans out there, we're just going to go past, on the right hand side, Harwich United Football Club. Yeah. Oh, sorry, it might not be Harwich United, I think it's Harwich Town. Oh, I've totally cocked that up. I apologise, Harwich Football Club. Not a big football fan, but you don't deserve to be disrespected. In the distance, you might just be able to see the cranes at Felixstowe Dock, which is pretty much over the water from Harwich. There's a nice parade up there of those beautiful terrorists. There's quite a story to those, and one day I will bring you down here with a camera and we can talk about them. Amazon, not my friend at the moment. So somewhere just down here, there's a duck pond, think it's there, or it might be the next junction. And once you get past the duck pond, you're then into Harwich itself. Yeah, sorry, it's on this corner, I believe, or was. I don't even know if there's a pond there. Welcome to historic Harwich. I've got the old lighthouse, quite a structure, and this magnificent church is St. Nicholas, or St. Nick's. You can see Harwich is, it's got a few years on it. It's been around for a while. And directly in front of us is the River Stour. Samuel Pepys wine bar. And the buildings, I believe, both to the left and to the right of us, are part of Trinity House, which is pretty much everything Marriotime. There you go, you can see Felixstowe, pretty much to the front and slightly to the left. I don't know if you can see Shotley, right hard to the left. We're just coming up to Halfpenny Pier, which is these beautiful buildings here where the lightship is. And then we're going to head back. So this is the sort of old quarters of Harwich. It's that pesky Amazon driver. And immediately to our left-hand side is the sea. And more of Felixstowe Dock, which is bloody huge. It really is. Now there's a little couple of strange buildings over there. One's a lighthouse, the other's a crane. I could really go down there, but it's a bit naughty. St. Nick's Church there. So there you go. We're going to head back a little ways from where we've come from. Oh, yeah, pond, willow tree. Hey, I'm learning, I'm teaching stuff. A Sonic Hall? No. Thought it was, but it isn't. Yeah, this'll do. And this is where I used to sometimes come and eat my dinner when I was all frustrated, hacked off with the day at work. There she is, the North Sea, or as we like to call it, the English Ocean, because it's ours. We stole it, fair and square. Okay, guys, you see? Now, Barrack Lane, you might have seen the sign. And over there you can see some buildings, sort of in the roughage. Well, that, my dear friends, is somewhere else we're going to visit and have a really good look around. Locals call it the War Department, or the Dubs. And it was a complex of military buildings that defended Great Britain through the First and Second World War. And also, I believe, a place where a lot of research was done for radar. So this big parade of terraced houses up here was built by a guy called Bagshaw, if I've got it right, hope so, otherwise I've just insulted Harwich again. And he had a big dream for this area. He built several really big structures, and his dream was to turn Harwich into a spa town like Bath. And this bit here that's all fallen down, that used to be a nunnery, yeah, place where nuns lived. And just because it's the British way, dear chaps, that's Queen Victoria. Just thought I'd mention that. Well, this beach down here, it's just phenomenally good. It really is. It's a big long stretch, you know, of beautiful, beautiful beach. We're very lucky. This whole area is called the Tenderine Peninsula. Harwich is probably the end of it. Then you've got the what we call the backwaters, which are marshlands. And then right over in the distance, that tower you can see, well, that bit you can hopefully see sticking up, that's Walton. Also, we've got these beautiful, I think they're Victorian, cast iron based lighthouses. As you can see, one was higher than the other, and I believe the idea is they flash at different rates, and you can work out by the flashes and the position of them how close you are into shore and how much trouble you're going to be in. Again, might have got that totally wrong. This is the Boating Lake. Pretty cool. Swans and everything. Yeah, I'm a lot happier with that brake line. Not perfect, not bad.